make any sense.
My God. Yo, infidels, they try to step to me. They want to get some, but I'm Hameen with the Horsemen, so you know the outcome. Another victory they can't get with thee. So be the PC date because it's history, infidel, and we're about to make some history. Over strong, like Gronk, it's the stonk. The Conspiracy Horsemen are back -1 with a run-in. It's Big Style, it's GGP, it's Hacker Hameen, and probably RBV. Yalla! Or BRV. I got it backwards. Wednesday locker room doing record numbers today. Big day at hackerhameen.podbean.com. 2,500 downloads before I even put up the Impact Attack with Big Ray and I. So shout out to everybody, man, subscribing and downloading all these shows we got going down. Usually Wednesday is a good mid-card day. It might outshine Friday, our biggest show, when Horseman and the Friday locker room drop. So appreciate that. And he's just flown in. He's had a big night out there fighting the Red Baron, but I think he's victorious. It's our own Hang On Sloopy Surfing Salfari. How's it going, brother?
It is good, going well, and it is far greater to be on the Horseman show than it is to die of COVID or a vaccine or something. Stupid. You're so stupid. God, bro. Oh man, this is God. The world just keeps getting dumber, man. We seem to get prettier and smarter, and everybody else seems to get dumber and uglier.
That's right, dude. I mean, that was a incredible piece that we played off air right there. We might play the audio again just so I can pop for it, but not the pop for somebody's death, but just the justification, the mind, the woman's voice out of every movie from the 80s that was like,
yeah,
but just the justification.
Sorry.
The mind.
Good Lord. Voice out of every movie. Look, I'm trying to get rid of it. It's like, now you will not go away.
You will not.
Fuck it, we're live.
Yeah.
Live direct, man. It's my man GGP. We missed him last week during the big money crisis, so we're glad he's back sitting on a fat stack. I'm sure he cashed in. How you doing, brother?
I'm okay. Shit week. I'm very angry, very pissed off at everybody. The usual.
So nothing.
Yeah. So nothing's changed, unfortunately. Didn't buy any goddamn GameStop stock. Didn't sell it in time, so it's okay.
No, dude, I'm don't have a ton to invest by any means, but I tried to play and put it out there, dude. And I gotta say, I put in about 380 in the last 3 weeks, and it's almost to $6 bills, bro. So that it's really about these whatever this Doge.
What'd you buy?
I bought just about 1,700 shares of Doggy Coin. And it tripled. And then I bought 6 probably select weed stocks, everything that was from like $1 to $20 that
SNDL?
SNDL, I got 40 shares. And
I got 200 shares at $1 a pop. And that's at three and change.
Beautiful. That's what I'm saying. So we're trying to put that together in the Hameen Media discussion group, an investment group, not where we just want to have a quick in and get in and get out real quick. But some things need that. So we're trying to put it together.
Well, it's real simple. The Greeks invented investing.
Yeah.
And it's real simple. Buy low, sell high. Boom. Sure. Done.
But now the way things are, we found a loophole. I mean, this is what we're going to talk and get into tonight here in a little bit, but have we now, through the trolls and these systems that we have that are trying to censor us, can we now pick a stock and fuck over the big man? And is this until they pass legislation and we find another way around it? Have we found the way to like unify people through the dregs of social media and the internet and to push whatever stock it is they want to so people can hop in and turn around and pay their student loans off like that if they know that the fucking game is afoot? I think this is the biggest conversation and kind of a positive conspiracy because we are conspiring together in the Reddit chats where these old fucking shrivs don't exist. And then, if word spreads and you can get in and get out by the time it gets to your fat ass aunt and she's putting her money in, it's already quadrupled 5 times, 10 times, and I think this is a new strategy for us to fucking get back. People are hot at Robinhood. We'll cover it. But, it's very interesting to me, man.
It's funny the app's called Robinhood, but it actually robbed the poor to give to the rich.
Well, I think there's that. And, there's just powers at play that are so big that, like, you will die if you don't do this.
Well, what happened was this. the original hedge fund that was overshorting the stock by 120%, which is unfathomable and unethical, realistically. They got bailed out by another hedge fund, and the person who runs the other hedge fund has some skin in the game over there at Robinhood.
Yeah.
So Friday they were calling margin calls, and all these people who were shorting on margin would have lost a lot of scatol. When I mean a lot of scatol, I'm talking about billions upon billions of dollars.
They had to put in like $3 billion bailout, and they lost all that too, didn't they?
So they had to put the big CB in order to so the pain wouldn't be so bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if they didn't, I mean, at the time when they stopped allowing people to buy on Robinhood, the GameStop was around $450, $430 a share from $4.
Yeah,
which is incredible. So if they continue to allow people to buy and demand would be there, that would have shot up at least to $1,000 a share.
Well, sorry. Chuck was actually he was on there, and he's on Robinhood and all bit, and he was trying to get hold of stock. They were allowing you to buy one share at a time.
Yeah,
like they were restricting all of it.
Out of it. Yep.
Oh yeah, they weren't allowing. What they did was, first of all, illegal, and it's unethical, because the big boys, quote unquote, the club that we're not invited to, got caught with their pants down and got beat at their own game. Because instead of them trying to manipulate the market in their favor, it got reversed. It got swerved. They got, the Stooge report came in from the Reddit investment group, and people said, you know what? Enough is enough. I can't take any more. We're going to start buying and create our own demand on the stock. And that's exactly what happened. Nothing illegal went down as far as purchasing the stock. All they did was buy stock. Now, if I go, hey, Bid, let's go buy stock in AB3 Corp. Hey, Sal, let's go buy stock in AB3 Corp. Right. Hey, listeners, let's all go buy stock in AB3 Corp. Not based on any inside information. Just let's go buy it. It's cheap. Let's go invest our money. Instead of buying a beer, let's go buy a couple of shares. Okay, boom. And all of a sudden the stock surges. We did nothing wrong. Unlike the flip side, where the hedge fund was over shorting the stock on margin, trying to cause the market to go down, and then pick up the stock dirt cheap, which is a common practice. But to over short something by 120% and trying to manipulate the market, it's unethical, because you're not, it's illegal. So,
well, that never stopped them before. Yeah. I mean, we can go back to trading places there, right? They were telling that story in '85 in movies and shit. So, the big shutdown of being able to buy, they knew it was coming, so they had to try and cock block for a minute. But the strategy's there, and there's no fail safes in making it happen again. I saw Blockbuster say, "Hey, what's up?" To Reddit, kind of. And you know who else pops me is AOC's boyfriend, Mr. Sunshine himself. He's back in the house, live and direct from one of the biggest Wednesdays in Hameen Media Group history at hackerhameen.podbean.com. Host of the Wednesday Locker Room, America Unplugged, and I'm sure many other shows right now as well, man. It's our own Billy the Kid, Billy Ray Valentine. How's it going, bro?
What is going on, everybody, man? I'm glad to be back. How's everybody doing?
Good,
I'm
man.
doing well.
Good, man.
I got a quick question to ask you, my friend.
What up?
I missed you, but I got to ask you a quick question.
What's good?
When you were underneath the desk in AOC's office when they ran in the Capitol, were you as scared that you were going to lose your life as she was?
Nah, man.
I'm just asking.
I don't know if you heard the story correctly, but she wasn't in the building. She was hanging with me in the Bronx.
That's what we talked
about. Oh, she was in the back. She was in the back of the bodega.
Right.
Sleeping on your bread like the cat. I got it.
Now you get it. That's exactly what went down.
What's
What's up, everybody?
No water, just meat.
Tremendous.
BOC's in the house, man. Filling in. We're happy to have him back, bro. We were just, we kind of laid off the fastball last week without GGP here, but we did talk about AOC and getting caught in kind of a weird stolen valor type scenario now with these Instagram posts and the look at me and I'm the victim. Meanwhile, the truth comes out, bitch isn't even in the fucking building. So they're like, good rib, you're fucked, you're a liar. Anything you say past this, you're nothing more than any other teenage insta whore trying to look for fucking whatever. You get no wins here. But we're talking obviously the Robin Hood debacle and Reddit finding the loophole and how to get back on the man. And can we do this through 2021 multiple times as we shift to different islands to pump these stocks up for quick pump and dumps and turn in $2,000 to $60,000 profit, pay off student loans, and people aren't debt slaves? I'm fucking loving this conspiracy because that's what it is. A group of people colluding together to fucking overthrow another power structure. And these old motherfuckers are losing their mind on bulls and bears, trillionaires like calling out the everyman. I love it, bro. I love that get back. How you feeling?
I feel the same way, man. If there's any validity to it, and there appears to be, right? It appears to be the real deal. I'm for it 100%. Fuck that, right? Like I'm about to get into a certain amount of debt, and even if I wasn't in a certain amount of debt, I'd still want to get rid of it. So yeah, absolutely, man. Anything we can do to turn the tables, and that's how you hit them, right? It's like trading places. It's like Billy Ray Valentine, in the movie Trading Places. Exactly what they did. They put them on the poorhouse, Duke and Duke, right? And they were super rich and super elite, and they were going to corner the frozen orange juice market, right? And it's all good when they fucking do it. Yeah. But when we flip it on them, it completely changes.
Completely the same. They flipped and they didn't know because they don't know Reddit. They don't know how the underground slums of the internet is working against them to do that. And maybe they'll try and figure out. They're obviously trying to figure out some litigation right now and legislation to put in place. But I think we got them right here. I think we got them not just once or twice, because Sundial went up today in the last week, Sundial is a weed company, and I'm trying to get, just starting this shit and get my portfolio going, but I'm going to focus on weed.
Your portfolio?
Yeah. I've been an investor for 20 years. It's time I get something back. But to see Sundial, which is just a company that makes lighting and whatnot, for grow houses, that they didn't just like get tons of deals in the last week. That was another calculated move. Sundial's gone from $1.08 to, it was at $3.33, I think, today when I last checked it. So
I'll tell you right now. Hold on, let me go on the Robinhood app.
Please, to see them saying we're all going to move, and people are doing it on the sly, or with Doggy Coin, the other big one, or Sal. I'm going to flip it to you. I saw 348. I mean, unbelievable. In 2 weeks, that's a 350% profit you could make on every dollar you invest. It's unreal. But Sal, Bitcoin went down from 42,000 to 36,000, and your boy turned around and pumped $1.5 billion into it.
Yep.
And pumped it up to 46,000 overnight. If you would have invested that amount of money, you could have made.
And the funny part is, people there. I personally, I'm not going to name names of shit, but people are investing in that, and they've been following the trends, and they follow what goes on, and they're like, oh, it's going to take a shit any minute now. So they pulled all their shit out. Yeah. And then Elon was like, you know what? Fuck it. And he just dumped all that cash into it.
And he's going to stick with it too. He's going to stick with that hand, because you're not just going to piss away $1.5 billion on a joke.
Right. Well, you never know.
Listen.
Sally, show him your glasses. Billy Ray wants to see your glasses.
Billy Ray, come on, man. Got to protect myself from the gamma radiation.
The gamma radiation is right behind you. Listen, I have a funny feeling when the market hits 33,000, it's going to tank. That's just me.
Oh, all right.
So that's because of the number 33, and that's it.
Let me time out, because I know you don't watch the product. So let me break it down to you with that, because that sticks out to me. So we had a lot of 33 discussions. Shaq is a Prince Hall Freemason, 33rd degree. He's fighting Cody Rhodes when on AEW?
I don't know.
Wait, are you saying Shaq is
working Cody in a tag with the girls on 3-3? this week on Friday Night SmackDown, they billed it and then they botched it because they didn't play it. They go, it's 33 years since Andre Hogan and 33,000 people were watching. And here we are, just 33s on 33s on 33s everywhere I look, man. And then for you to drop that, why not, man?
Well, the market right now is around what, 32,000, maybe a little over right now. So we might have another week of great trading, and then who knows? I could be 100% wrong, but I just have a gut feeling it's going to tank at 33, and not tank to where it's going to be like Great Depression. It's just going to be a big dip, and people are going to buy back because it'll be a good time to buy, and it'll go back up, and that's the way it works. I mean, but at the end of the day, you know, this whole scenario with GameStop and AMC and Bed Bath Beyond and Sundial and all this stuff, it was a fad that they worked themselves into a shoot. Now, here's the deal. There's nothing they can do. They can't put any laws against it. What they could do is put laws against the hedge funds and these platforms trying to stop people from buying because they found the crack in the code into the matrix to make things work for them. But at the same time, that's all idealistic and theoretical in a perfect world. This world isn't perfect.
Them trying to invade and being like, fuck it, we can't beat them with legislation. So now we'll make our own moles, and the hedge funds will have a dummy cover to go in and push what they want to do in Reddit. That's where I see. Why would they give up greed?
I can understand that, and you're probably right. But what I'm saying is from the common man, the average individual who wants to make a little Scott Oil on the side to pay off his debts or her debts, I think they've missed the ship. The money's already been made. There's a saying on Wall Street where they say, once you hear about the money, the real money's already been made.
I think that was true until this past month. Billy Ray 33, and we had our own 4VKM, Andrew the Creator, on last week talking 107. 107-304 Park Hill, Project Killer Hill. But
is 107 the guy? That guy 107? I heard about this guy called 107 or something like that.
And if you look at the 4VKM video, his last one did great numbers, and he's been really helping the Horsemen out and putting us over. And I got to say, so he's put us in his videos, you know, the conversations we've had with him. So that's just awesome coverage for us to be in that conversation. And so has El Plaja and our new TikTok, HMG TikTok, which is Chris Mason's, has been getting like 10,000 on some of the stuff.
So it's no coincidence that we're talking about 33 and the guy's last name is Mason, right?
Yeah, and hopefully next week we might have a Freemason on to talk all about it. Maybe some Damian Sandow joining us next week. But
Sweet.
Oh shit!
Billy, go ahead.
No, man. To be honest, like this isn't my bag, right? So I don't know too much about what's going on in the stock market and all that stuff. It's not something I dabble in. People have been trying to get me to do crypto for a while, and people are making a lot of money doing this shit. I just don't know the freaking first thing about it. You know,
Listen,
so
that's because you're a blood and you don't fuck with no cryptos.
What's up, Pop?
I have a theory behind this whole crypto thing, this whole Bitcoin, and I tell people who are very heavily invested in this stuff, it's a beta test by the Federal Reserve to work out all the kinks in a situation or in a scenario where it's all digital currency. They're not going to start a digital currency or one world digital currency without knowing that they don't have 100% full control and full tracing ability to know what is going on, when and where. So with all that being said, I personally feel this whole cryptocurrency scenario is one giant big beta test for the real deal that's going to go down maybe when we get that China credit score coming in. Because of all the sicknesses that are going around, and we got to wear 37 masks nowadays, whatever the case may be. That's my theory. Now, I know a lot of people who made a ton of money because they were able to get in on Bitcoin when it was $5 a coin. But here's also another thing. There's only a certain amount of Bitcoin that's available.
That's the difference between that and doggy, right? There's a ceiling where the other one can just keep trying to go, but it's not going to have splits and all that to really increase the value like it will at that, supposedly, unless we.
I had a chance to get on something called Chainlink, right? A buddy of mine was telling me to get in on it, and you can't. That's why they make you think you can't control Bitcoin, but anything digital can get hacked.
Dude, I gotta go with GGP on that one, Scott. I appreciate the big $5 super sticker, but you know, the real is we saw Elon Musk control it. So granted, we don't have $1.5 billion, but that motherfucker can dump and then everything goes up. Everybody makes a shit ton of money. So the strategies are there, man, and how to like fuck with these, what I'm calling video game money. You know, they say you want 7 streams of income if you're going to become a millionaire. So I don't see that happen off of my pro wrestling tees stream, but we're working in Patreon. We're trying to do Podcorn. Got my local businesses that I work with. You know, but it's not until we get rid of the real money. How much are we using it? I use my card, and on that, the change gets rounded up and put into a mutual fund account through Acorns. I get paid from some of my clients through PayPal. Never see the money turn around, pay Rip that way, whatever for his podcast. I don't use Venmo, but people got it, right? That's another huge way to pass money back and forth. Investment in Robinhood and crypto is more just straight. I can pull it anytime I want into a bank account where only if I go to an ATM to buy Smiz do I really need cash for anything. You know, like what are we really doing with all of, we're already there in a cashless society with multiple video game points. If we were to have the Sims thing over our head, it would show which bank account you're invested in and the up and down bars, right? Like there's not going to be the cash in your pocket is going to be one of the most foolish things in 10 years.
Yes and no.
Be all about it.
Yes and no, because all you need is that one crack in the armor when the first time that something gets hacked through China or any other country that has a hacker, whether it's Israel, China, whatever the case may be, and you're done. Then people are going to try to get as much cash as possible because cash will always be king. But
so
also, so is silver and gold.
I was just as far as hacking goes. What just heard from down by Tampa, they hacked into the water supply thing and they were dumping shit into the water. 2 or 3 hackers, whatever it was, had gotten into the water supply.
You think that's Stuxnet virus still stuff or not?
Well, it was. They were just. It was something that they were doing online that they were actually putting shit into the water supply of the town, which supplies the next town over and the next town over and the next town over. So it was kind of a big deal. And like I heard about it through somebody who lives in Tampa from the local news.
Is that why Brady was all loopy today?
But it got nothing. It got nothing on Maine. But again, we're talking about hacking. Anybody can get into anywhere.
Dude,
there is no security except for Proton Mail, which is unhackable.
Disco says this remote login team viewer, which pops me. And is that a Dave Pasquazi icon? And if it is Disco Swayze really Dave Pasquazi? And that pops the shit out of me if this whole time it's been Dave Pasquazi and the fucking ribs on me. But I doubt Dave Pasquazi would show up in the room and ask age, sex, location, any cute genders all the time. But if it is, that's a good cover. Yeah, go ahead, Billy. You got something?
Yeah, man. Cashless society, right? It's like Pop said, we're almost there, but almost is really, really close, man. Like it's just a wrap, right? Like I don't even carry cash on me anymore. I should. Every transaction that I make is cataloged. So if I was trying to hide something from somebody, it's kind of hard to hide that footprint. But now there are stores that no longer take cash, right? And after COVID, they have a more of a rationale in their minds to not take the freaking cash, right? There was what is it? What's the name of this stupid place? It's a Chipotle knockoff. It's a taco place here.
Qdoba?
No, not Qdoba. It's another one. It'll come to me. Dos Toros. There you go. They don't take cash anymore. At least a lot of them here in the city. They've gone completely cashless. So that's going to be the trend, right? And everybody's using Apple Pay and all this other stuff. So
Apple Pay is another one. Yeah.
Right.
And even through PayPal, you can buy crypto now on it. So like you're taking one digital currency and putting it into another one completely, bro. What the fuck has happened in less than a year, 2 years time?
Yeah, and it's only going to get more and more. It's only going to increase. It's not going to go away. And eventually,
guys,
what's up?
Look at the big picture, right? Every bank in the world that wants to deal without a centralized bank, we attack, right? Every country, every country that doesn't want a centralized bank in the last 15 years, we've entered We've put our foot on their throat, and now
Right.
they have a centralized bank.
Agreed.
Okay, why? Because of competition. They wanted to sell barrels of oil in euros, and what's his name? The guy from Kuwait got 86. What's his name? The what the fuck's his name? I had something in my tongue.
Saddam Hussein from Iraq.
Saddam Hussein. Yeah, Saddam.
Right.
Iraq, not Kuwait. My bad.
Gotcha.
The dude down in Africa, what's his name?
Gaddafi.
Yeah, he had the gold-backed dinar currency he wanted to start pushing. He got
That,
86.
that one girl you had booked for the show, what was her name?
Yes, exactly.
She
Shout
knows
out
a
to
thing or
Jeff.
two.
About it too. Yes. Now, here's the deal. Bitcoin's going to be the biggest competition to the centralized banking system, to the point where nothing can be traceable. That's the perception people are getting. And you don't think the centralized bank is trying to figure this out and take it out just like that? You think it's going to let it go by the
Good
wayside?
point. No, that's a good point, bro.
That's why I'm saying it's a beta test, guys. It's not legit. It's fugazi. It's angel dust. All it is perception. People thinking they're getting over, but in actuality, they're being used as guinea pigs to
No,
work
he's
out.
got a
the
point. You
It's
got a
soft
point.
open.
Damn, I forget the name of it, but Chase Manhattan Bank, or well, it used to be Chase Manhattan Bank. Now it's just Chase. They invested into some crypto that they're gonna push out there, or they're gonna create their own. So yeah, these banks aren't gonna go away, or at least they're gonna try to hang on. I think you're right.
Look at-
Guys, we're still babies to wax on this topic.
Right.
We're no authorities, but we did
Not
have
even close.
a brilliant mind who now is in prison, supposedly in Spain. Our own John McAfee talking about the blockchain and not being able to put your money in, and that we can even make media currency and have our own that gets traded in there, so it's protected in our own pool that way. So let me put it this way, GDP, as we talked before about the Social Security and how they bet against you or whatever, and there's supposedly millions tied to our names. Is that the new possibility where every individual becomes their own bank?
No.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. We had the same game plan in the same spot with the colonies, where every state had its own currency and its own valuation, and it didn't equate to much because one currency in North Carolina, one North Carolinian dollar does not equal, one South Carolinian dollar, or $1 from Florida doesn't equal $1 from New York.
Let me just stop because I want you to go on with this. The model would be that GGP coin is tradable into Bitcoin, which is tradable into PayPal, which is into cash or whatever, right? Into your bank account, or vice versa. So it's just the fact of being able to trade into another commodity where that part of it is secure. And then when it's GGP coin, the IRS and them, they don't know what the fuck's going on with GGP coin because we've secured ourselves away from them enough that they don't have the paper trail to do that. Go ahead.
That's the perception that everyone has. But if you guys don't think the IRS doesn't know what's going on, then I'll have a bridge in Brooklyn I got to sell you right now. And I'll sell it to you really cheap.
With you.
But what I'm saying is this. Every colony in the 13 colonies had its own currency at one point, and it was a disaster. Because, a bag of bread or beans or whatever, or grain in one state cost this much, and then they couldn't have a good exchange rate going from state to state because everything, it was all over the place. So that's why they came up with the US dollar to make things easy and accessible among the 13 colonies. You have all these different cryptocurrencies all over the place. And now you have Amazon looking to come up with their own currency, and Facebook come up with their own currency, and all this stuff is coming up with their own currencies. The banks looking to dip their toe in the water of cryptocurrency. You know why? Because it's going to be confusion. And you know what's going to happen then? Guys, we got it. One world currency. And that's how it's all going to transcend into one global currency. And it's no coincidence that they're getting rid of Andrew Jackson off the $20 bill, the guy who fought against the centralization of banks and to trying to erase the history of his legacy by putting Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. You understand what I'm saying?
I love it. I love what you're saying. I love when you paint the big picture like that. Absolutely. Sal, what's the view up there from the Sopwith Camel at 2,000 feet?
Good. I'm actually, while you guys are all talking, I'm looking through shit. I'm at the CEO says this is worth 35 Amazons and it's investing.
Yeah.
Recently, when he revealed that one emerging technology is the key to Amazon's future. And this is from Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
So he's putting this out there saying Amazon relies on this. So this is what you should invest in. What
But he also stepped down recently.
Right. So what in the world could be worth 35 Amazons? And it goes into this whole bullshit. And I'm not going to put it over. Fuck him. But 5 years from now, you probably wish you'd bought this stock.
Oh, well, yeah, definitely. That's what I'm following with the weed stocks. And it's paid. Luckily, I got on about 2 weeks before they took off. So I'm really keeping an eye on it. And the rest of Hameen Media Group's been doing great over there on Facebook, just saying how they're doing. So we're trying to get that shaped up. I know when you start playing with people's money, you want it to be right. And I'm not going to put my name on it unless we have good moves to make. But it seems like there's a lot of people who are really tapped in. And I said, hey, I greenlight this project. I don't have time to fuck with it, but I wanted to see it get done. So those who can will, and we'll see where things go that way. I know this has got you excited, BOC. Biden has now signed 52 executive orders and actions in the first 20 days of office and sniffed over 110 interns' hairs.
Individually.
Yeah, individually. Really checking them out, dude, I mean, here we are. I mean, I'm not going to say you didn't say a toe-to-so, but a toe-to-so. You did. You said it. You called it. But here we are where they call the rioters who raid the Capitol Nazis and every other thing. But now we have lists and we have executive orders up the ass that are reminiscent of exact socialist Nazi socialism. And in week one, I've seen actors that I watched them lose their mind for 4 years and they wanted Biden. And in week one, they had the remorse of voting, like the fucking veil dropped on them. I just have never seen mind control at this level.
That's the key word, man. That's the key word right there is mind control, bro. When you said it, it popped me because that's exactly what's going on. Yeah. Complete and total mind control. I've been in DC twice in the last month filming for this documentary that we're doing. I don't have a name for it, but it's a fortress down there. They completely blocked off the Capitol and they're thinking of keeping it that way, right? Because of what happened on January 6th. Complete and total mind control on that day too. And you can talk about that, some of these people were let in and all this other stuff. Absolutely. There's an argument to be made for all of that. A lot of these people were controlled by the mind. This is what's going on now. There's no more, not that there is no more, but there isn't. It's almost like a cashless society now. It's almost there.
These illusions that they create of themselves, and then when you get to see
them create them themselves, so that's the only
a party of peace and love, and we're gonna unify as soon as we put up this barrier of razor wire.
but let's look at the events that led up to it. Right. First off, there in my opinion, Ben, there isn't people that are coming up with this by themselves at this point. That this is straight out of Cambridge Analytica. Straight out of that playbook. Mm-hmm. We've been played for years now, right? To side with Donald Trump here in the alternative media and think that was going to serve us any well, to the point that we got to challenging this election, saying that it was fraudulent. And you see what happens here as soon as money gets thrown around. Freaking Newsmax has to retract live on air. Mm-hmm. Giuliani is being sued for $2 billion. Freaking Sidney Powell is being sued for $2 billion. People start changing their tune very quickly. Lou Dobbs out the door. Fox was like, you know what? Goodbye. Because he had all these people on, and now they're looking at litigation because they can't prove any of this stuff. But it all came from one place. It's all complete mind control. And what happens at the end of this? January happened.
You don't think there was any fraud in the election at all?
Of course, there's fraud. There's fraud in every election. And I said this before, right? There's fraud in every election. There's always fraud.
Let's stop right here. This is a good point. Right. How about them? No, there isn't. And da-da-da-da. And that wasn't proven in Philly and Atlanta. It was all bullshit. And Georgia just trying to fuck it up. And then afterwards, when he's in office, well, they fortified the election. They didn't fix it. They fortified it. Which means what, motherfucker? Like they're openly now saying that they did rig it and do it, but they try and change the vernacular on it. And that's supposed to be rebranded in literal 1984 double speak. And now here we are, and people like, oh, they pointed out, isn't that cute? Instead of going, where's that fucking gallows we had built? Where'd that go? Let's get that back out here, bro.
The thing is, right, and to address Pop's point, yeah, of course, there's fraud in every election, right? But I don't think that, I think we are operating on a level that's obsolete at this point, thinking that they have to manually fix an election. What they're doing now is just fixing your freaking mind. I think this is where it's all going. They've completely colonized people's mind and divided this country, reinvested everybody into the left-right paradigm, right? 75 million people go out there and vote for Donald Trump because they think he's a patriot and they think he's fighting the fucking deep state and doing all of this shit, which turned out to be complete poppycock. Then 80 million people come out and vote for Joe Biden, and people are like,
is that what AOC calls you?
Yeah, I was thinking,
Poppycock? No.
Poppycock, if Sal didn't have that hat on, like Poppycock never would have been in his fucking mind. Like, that is some straight up fucking 1920.
Is that what AOC calls you in the back of the
Nah,
She
calls
Poppy, come here, give me that Poppycock.
Nah, she calls me Billy the Kid. That's where I got the name from. That's what she calls me. And and you know, we were getting well acquainted during the fucking.
Dígame, papi, please.
That's right. No, but listen.
And I heard headboards cracking. And then I heard him say, "Where is she?"
I don't know how comfortable I feel talking about my sex life in front of thousands and thousands of people. But regardless, so people say, right, how can people come out and vote for Joe Biden? I don't get it. Nobody showed up to his rallies. There was no enthusiasm.
None.
All of this is true. You can't argue that. The
Did you
only
hear
way
the
to look
Super
at
Bowl?
this is what's up.
Did you hear him at the Super Bowl get booed out the fucking wazoo?
Probably. I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I was completely disengaged this year from the NFL. The thing was here, it wasn't about Joe Biden. And I think I said this before the election. It was about Donald Trump. So if we talk about Trump derangement syndrome, and we've all talked about it, right? I get accused of having Trump derangement syndrome all the fucking time. Right. And all I say is, I'm like, yo, if I see a freaking rotten piece of pork there, do I have pork derangement syndrome, or am I pointing out that something's wrong with that piece of pork? Right. That's the way I'm like, there's something wrong here. It's not about Trump derangement syndrome. But there are some people that completely throw that out. Oh, look at all these people, these fucking liberals, all this shit. You think those people didn't get up and vote? Right. So to think those people didn't get up and vote on the strength that they hated this guy, this is the work. It's like professional wrestling. Or let's talk about Floyd Mayweather in boxing. People didn't buy these pay-per-views to see Floyd Mayweather win. They wanted to see him lose. And that's why they got invested into this shit. And this is what happened here. There were a ton of people that wanted to see Donald Trump lose and a ton of people that wanted to see him win. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, who wins? The deep state, right? Record-breaking voting went on. Go ahead. What's up?
Fuck Conor McGregor, too. He cost me money. Go ahead.
Well, Bill, I think Billy Ray nails it. We have now, through all of the fighting, all of the pick a side, everything has become black and white. There is no more apologies, okay? Because, so, for example, Ben comes out and he says something very insensitive.
Well, you must have listened to the Monday locker room on my
very insensitive.
My Gabby Tuft fucking go home. But
very problematic. That's the new buzzword. Problematic. So he says something problematic, and now Billy Ray says, well, that's fucking awful. Ben comes out and says, well, I'm sorry for saying it. It doesn't matter if he's apologized or not, whether it be through ignorance or he just didn't know, maybe he didn't have all the facts and he had an opinion before he had facts. So now it doesn't matter. You've already been canceled. Your media has been removed from Twitch, from YouTube, from Podbean, from everywhere on the planet. Your media is gone because you've been canceled by the outraged people who want that problematic behavior and language gone. So that's there is no more learning curve. There is no more apologies. Everything is just bullshit.
Definitely. Look, it's all perception. That's all it is. Perception is reality. And Billy Ray's spot on. Because at the end of the day, the deep state wins, and that's exactly what happened. in a matter of a week's time, okay, they signed 52 executive orders. 52. The price of gas has went up 50 cents a gallon. The pipeline workers were told to go find another job. All these people who are caught at the border now, trying to get in illegally, are sent about their ways without getting tested for COVID. But if a citizen flying in and out of the country, traveling, has to take a test before and after, just to make sure they don't have COVID.
Here we go. I'll come right back to you. Oppose SB 46. Urgent request. Please act now to ask your legislators to oppose SB 46. This bill seeks to establish a mandatory vaccine registration where your personal information may be shared with third parties without your consent. Required pharmacists and nurses to obtain liability insurance for claims related to administration of vaccines, while vaccines manufacturers are shielded from liability, and allow various medical trainees to administer emergency vaccines. What the fuck is an emergency vaccine? Please tell your legislator not to use public health emergencies to give unnecessarily broad powers to our government. Tell them to oppose SB 46. So you are on the list. I'm not talking Chris Jericho. What are you thinking, Affleck?
You popped them. Yes.
Oh shit!
Billy Ray doesn't really get it, but he doesn't want to sell for it either.
I have no idea what's going on.
You know, Ray always fucks your balls. You look like Gilbert Godfrey. The chat room was going off, so I just fucking dropped it.
Allow me to address, dude. I've seen actual pussy. All right, not like all of you virgins out there. Okay, you think I look like Gilbert Godfrey? That's all good, bro. That's all good.
That's ridiculous.
While you're sitting in your basement, looking at the looking at me on the Conspiracy Horsemen, you want to hate all day? That's all good. Hate on the kid. Right? I can look like whomever you want me to look at, but my swag is impeccable.
Oh,
okay, and I'll put that on your mom's. All right, so don't have her see this. Okay,
You should go get your,
that.
You should go get your replica belt and show them.
I got it. I got several actually.
I just had to stop by because I love you. But dude, here we are. Put you on the list. Our girl hit us up last week talking about her friend who lost his job during COVID. Now he's filling out application for a new one, and the question's right on there. Have you had your vaccine? Here we are, and you know you're going to do what we say, and we're going to take everything away from you. Go ahead, Billy.
No, God, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear any of that. What happened?
Tom hit us up last week talking about a friend of hers that lost his job because of COVID and cutbacks. Mm-hmm. And then he just went to go apply for another one. Right on the application was, have you had your COVID vaccine? So the line is in the sand of, you will bend your will if you want to be able to eat.
Yeah, that's coming. That's coming. If
but it doesn't matter if you have the vaccine. I'm sorry to cut you off, Billy. I get very passionate about this because coincidentally, and as we know, some fit guru that's part of the Horsemen said there isn't any coincidences in life. The COVID rate has dropped substantially since January 20th. About 35 to about 42% drop since the 20th of January. COVID cases have dropped. And here's the kicker. People are saying, well, it's because we got the vaccine. Okay, but only 8% of the population that has the vaccine. 8%. So how does that number constitute a 40% decline? You see, the numbers are all fugazi. They're cooking the books. And it's funny how the flu just, like a fart in the wind, Kaiser Sose disappeared this year. And heart disease disappeared this year. Everything is getting chalked up to COVID. And now you take the vaccine, guess what? You got to take 2 shots. But more importantly, you got to wear 37 masks. And you still got to stay 6 feet apart. Then what the fuck's the point of taking the vaccine if you still got to wear a mask and stay 6 feet apart? But now you got to wear 37 masks. You know, you got to wear a stormtrooper helmet now in order to go shopping. Come on.
I took my 2 shots. I'm feeling a lot better about it.
People don't question it.
Billy Ray, you're with workers. You need to fucking be working on your Gilbert Godfrey impersonation, so then you can work him into saying you're his illegitimate son. As soon as he dies, you're gonna get a cut of that money.
Dude,
Like,
Gilberto Godfrey. Come on, Gilberto. Get on it, man. Come on, mira, man. Get on
I can talk to you about Gilbert Gottfried. I'm not too familiar, or I can talk to you about this vaccine, which a lot of the virgins that are watching right now are going to have to take.
72 of them live here. There's 72.
72 virgins. Anyhow, yeah, man, it's a real deal, right? It's not something to really laugh about, right? We have to look this shit in the face because it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
It really is, and there's going to come a
showing
point.
up, Sherry Sims. I just said that 2 seconds ago, but thanks for showing up. Go on.
There's going to come a point where we're not going to be able to work without this thing, and if it's not this thing, it's going to be another thing. But it's coming. You know that these things are something that we're going to have to just either take or live like a hermit somewhere, right? So if we're going to push back on this, we need to start doing it now, and we need to start doing it seriously.
Oh, wow. Let's talk pushback. What does pushback mean? Because I like these fucking lines in the sand where people are like, we got to do it. And we got to I just had this conversation on Facebook back and forth of like, if you think that was the right thing to do, then, you support us. I go, no, dude. Like I've said, fear is the only true motivator to unthrone these people who have been bought by lobbyists, mega corporations that are fake elected now, obviously. And it's not until that video last week in Denmark where they're going, fuck your COVID restrictions, and they're going down the street, 20,000 of them with torches. That is where they pushed us, that we have to go do some Frankenstein level shit in order to put fear in them to not fuck us over. That's where we are. And
2 things.
I was struck that they built a gallows. I go, they built it. They didn't use it. If they would have got 2 or 3 of the motherfuckers, I guarantee those $2,000 checks would have been out the next cocksucking day.
2 things. Number 1, what's a bigger pushback? The stuff in Denmark that went down, or AOC pushing back on Billy Ray in the back of the bodega? Which is a better pushback?
It depends what song's on. If you put on WAP, I'm gonna go with AOC.
Secondly, okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this from a 10,000-foot view, and let's look at it very simplistically and basic for all you 72 virgins out there, and all the other people who are going to watch and listen to this whenever. This thing has transcended into mythical proportions, and what do I mean by that? It's look at where it originated, and it originated in Wuhan. Look at Wuhan now.
They're fine.
They're fine. Look at them at New Year's Eve when we had Times Square was empty. It was Ghostville, right? And look at Wuhan partying with no mask, no social distancing. Everyone's lugging and going, oh, look at these guys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Charlie Chan impersonating.
He was heading for it.
I was. I pulled back. Okay? I pulled back, right? So here we go, right? But look at this, right?
Teeth came down, like her teeth came down. The hands were coming up. He's like, no.
So look, right? Regardless of all that, look at the place where it happened, ground zero. Everyone's fine. This great country we live in, that's what, 20 times, 30 times, 50 times bigger than Wuhan, right? We're still in a mess. And I know what you people are going to say. Well, that's because nobody's wearing their masks. Everyone's wearing masks. Everyone's trying to keep apart. No one wants this to go down. But here's the deal. It's this big. The media has politicized it and made it this big. And now it's a weapon. It's not a weapon of mass destruction. It's a fear-mongering propaganda weapon that they're using against us. Okay? Now, one hand, X amount of people are getting sick, right? On the other hand, they're saying it's a 99.5% recovery rate. Okay, where's the mortality rate? Right? 1%, 70 people and above. It's not even 1%. According to the CDC, it was 0.054%. From 70 and above, the mortality rate of people getting infected and dying is less than 1% worldwide. Kids, 0.0000333%. 33, right? Why are we not letting them back in schools? Well, I don't know, because guess what? You use the kids to get to the adults, just like Vince. You use the kids to sell the merch, to make the money, and make the adults feel guilty for not buying another Hulkamania shirt after they ripped the first one off. Same difference, bro. Same game plan. It's all ridiculousness. It's all work. The virus is real, but the extremity
Is
and
it?
the fear mongering. Yeah, it is. It is. It's absolutely real. But what it is no different than a new flu,
Right.
in my opinion.
Correct.
And
Correct.
I could be wrong. And if I am, I would say I'm sorry, I'm wrong. But in my opinion, the fact that we have no flu and no heart disease and all, and they give somebody, hey, if you had COVID 6 months ago and you died today, we're still chalking it up to COVID. So a 6-month window? Since when do we have that big of a window for any virus? You know what I'm saying?
Peruvian court rules Bill Gates, George Soros, and Rockefeller family created the coronavirus pandemic. This certainly is interesting. When I first found the story, I had to be a hoax or fake news. You should know that I diligently research all of my articles before posting them here on WeLoveTrump.com. Many never make the light of day. We work very hard to make sure you're only reading real news. So when I saw this, I figured it was likely fake, but I did some research anyway and surprised to learn that it was the fact checkers over at Lead Stories have actually confirmed it is true. Amazing, right? More of that in 1 minute. Check it out. Peruvian courts ruled that Bill Gates, Soros, and Rockefeller family created coronavirus from Daniel Lee at DNA J Lion 7. February 2nd. Hello, please find the unroll here. Peruvian court rules that and, puts over the story. 3 of the evilest entities on the planet were charged in Peruvian court the other day, conspiring to create the Wuhan virus COVID-19 for world domination. Bill Gates, George Soros, and several members of the Rockefeller family were deemed responsible for the advent and spread of the Chinese virus, which has killed tens of thousands of small businesses and forever changed the world for the worst. I love that. Killed tens of thousands of what? Small businesses, not people, and forever changed the world for the worst. The Chicha and Pisco Criminal Appeals Chamber decided that the ever-dreaded Chinese germs were the product of the criminal elite around the world, most multi-billionaires with global depopulation on their mind. These defendants had tried to appeal, but the judges Tito Gallego, Luis Lieja, and Tony Changray issued a delay justifying it due to the unpredictable nature of the pandemic. It was the only predictable for ordinary people. However, as alleged creators of the Wuhan virus who have been involved in it and continue to manage it with particular secrecy in their environment are entirely unaffected. In fact, Bill Gates has never once been seen wearing a face mask, nor is he willing to take the vaccines he is now pushing on everyone else for their safety protection against Wu flu. I mean, we've seen pictures he had. We talked about the collapsible needles. And again, this is from WeLoveTrump.com. But putting over that it is or isn't. It goes on and talks about the articles that you can look up in the newspapers in Spain in January. So, some judge is trying to make a name for himself, but it does set a precedent. But that's what we're not talking about, is that they were invested. Fauci, Gates, they had a lab from 2000 to 2012. And then when the heat started coming down on them, they packed it up and moved the truck to Beverly's, Wuhan, that is, and fucking started it there and worked on it for another 3 years until it first was released.
2 things, in my opinion, and you guys can chastise me about it. But
sorry, because remember the fucking when this first started, we talked about the patents for it.
Yeah, of course.
Talking about that and who the fuck was involved, the paper trail, the point of the finger and the who done it and why we're not even talking about anymore. Go ahead, GGP.
What I was going to say is, what holds more validity, a court in Peru or a wrestler's court in the back of an independent show? Because I think an independent show it has a little bit more validity than the country of Peru. Hey, Doogie Howser, I can hear you pounding on that keyboard really hard.
Yeah, I'm going through. I'm just talking in the chat room with some folks here who are saying that we're the facts you don't understand. You just don't understand now.
Because, we don't understand.
You specifically.
Me, probably.
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah,
know.
because he's got personal attachment to this. He's family members or whatever, and
so do I. I have people who died.
So we all do. Everybody. That's what I'm saying. Everybody does.
My mother had it. My brothers had it.
I'm not understanding. No one has ever said that the virus is fake. No one has ever said that here.
I just said it's real 2 seconds ago,
Right.
and you guys all agreed.
Yes. No one. But that's what I'm saying. No one has ever said the virus is fake. The shit that they post and tell people, and the fear that they use to keep people in the houses,
Death
to keep
number.
people, just to all this bullshit. That's the fake part.
Well, let me ask
And
you
for
guys this.
And for you to turn around and be like, no, those stats are true. What?
Well, let me ask you this then. All right. Well, number one, the whole window of 6 months. If you die today, you have a pre-existing condition, but you had COVID in a matter of a 6 months grace period. They're just chalking it up to COVID. How is that logical? That's the first thing. Second thing is, I'm not very familiar. I've heard of this website, but I want to know the legitimacy. Gateway Pundit. You guys have heard? I mean, we've heard of it, right? Is it a Fugazi like National Enquirer website, or it holds some validity to the articles that they present?
You're going to get fifth. I mean, what website is there? Everything's chopped. Drudge Report's fucked fully.
Because this is the article. Listen, I'd rather take my news from Drudge Report and Gateway Pundit than something that already has the narrative in the thing as "We Love Trump." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's WeLoveTrump.com. They're the most reliable source of all time.
Gateway Pundit may as well be WeLoveTrump.com.
It could be. I'm going to go.
It may as well be, and this is the problem. Right?
See, I don't know. That's why I'm asking, because I got an article from here. Yeah. I have an article right here, and I'm just going to read the headline. CDC exposed inflated COVID deaths by 1,600, not 16, not 100, 1,600% throughout the election, violated multiple federal laws. Peer-reviewed study finds state, local governments must act.
Why are the top 10 people there not being hung on live fucking stream?
Correct.
That's it right there. I'm tired of this. Well, just get them out. Don't elect them. No. Those are the ones who need to be fucking.
And let's be fair. You only need to do one.
No, because there's 10 culprits.
But you only need to do one, and everybody else will fall into line. It's the statement. Okay, but it's the statement of when you're marching guys down and you say, look, you try to escape, I'm going to shoot the guy in front of you and the guy behind you if you try to escape. Everybody gets in line at that point.
Yeah, but here's the problem, bro. And this is, and let me go a little Vince Reason.
All those people in that line didn't collude together to make something happen. All 10 of those board members, or however many, did.
Let's look.
They're all one, in my opinion.
Agreed. Now let's look at the grand scheme of things. Okay, no matter what we're talking about, whether it's election, the virus, any conspiracy in general, the way the atmosphere that we live in now, the way it's structured, is as follows. And I'm going to give the perfect analogy. Little Johnny's in class, picking his nose, pulling the hair of the girl in front of him, picking out a wedgie, talking, passing notes, whatever scenario, gets caught. Teacher goes, go to the principal's office. Everyone in the classroom looks at little Johnny and goes, ooh. And then Johnny goes to the principal's office. And everybody in the classroom got over on Johnny's expense because they all grouped against him and they shunned him out. That's exactly what's going on in the world today with everything. And what do I mean by that?
Evie's poem.
Well, exactly. Right. But what do I mean by that? Right. Okay. This thing with the CDC, right? And the numbers being inflated, and everyone's talking about a vaccine. And we break it down on this show very simplistically, saying that the flu has been out for years upon years upon years. And I'm just going to conservatively, let's say 70 years. Okay. Initially I said 50, but people are like, no, it's been out longer, trying to get themselves over on the argument or on the statement, whatever. We've only found a vaccine that works 10 to 20%. The last vaccine that came out for the last flu strand was a 10% efficiency rate. So I'm going to give it some headway, some leeway, and say we got to even up to 30% efficiency where we can block the flu from affecting anybody, right? That's with a lot of trial and error, a lot of data, a lot of research, a lot of man hours, blood, sweat, and tears put into a vaccine. Now we have a brand new virus that's been around for a year that we knew nothing about. And we have a vaccine that works 95% efficiency. How does that even make logical sense? And when you break it to people down like this, they put their head down and,
stop right there. It's not a vaccine. It doesn't meet the criteria, a legal medical criteria of what is the definition of a vaccine. So again, they're using vernacular that people are comfortable with to lie to them to put over that it is a vaccine, and it's not whatsoever. I got a stooge off a girl I went to high school with who's a nurse now, and she's right in the Nancy Brown 101, dude. And you know, when she was posting online, hey, got my vaccine so we can go back to work. You know, they want society to be normal for their little kids to get back so they can get back to cheerleading practice. Here it is. Here's the update. She says, today's update: headache, nausea, and my arm is a lot worse. Getting it checked out to be on the safe side. Oh, the safe side would be using your fucking head, not being a sheet, getting in line to get some untested thing as a fucking first rounder fucking test monkey so you can pat yourself on the back for fucking to be on Facebook putting, look at my Moderna, like look what I got, the piece of paper that said Moderna booster 1 and Moderna 2. 5 days later, arms on fire, don't know why.
Well, that sucks.
Well, yeah, look at that, right? But also Doc on the NFL got his shot because he's a doctor and he has to, right? And he's fine. Well, but he's fine. But maybe he got the good. Maybe he got the good shot.
Did he get the Pfizer one? Because the Pfizer one only killed one person so far.
I don't know, dude. I don't know which one he got. All I know is that if you decide to question something, that everyone gangs up against you, no matter what it is. Look at what happened. The election was rigged. Look at the guy from My Pillow, right? He has evidence allegedly. He came out with his big documentary that's been blocked, and now they shut him down. He can't sell My Pillows anymore. People don't want to do business with him because he's a Trump supporter, right? This guy comes into office. They have the media basically give this guy a verbal BJ online. Look at the arms. Look at the lights in the Capitol. It looks like Biden's arms reaching out to heal the country. And then within the first week, 52 executive orders that give China the opportunity to go into our power grid and work on our power grid and have their hands in our power grid where they can hit us with it.
Canada and all of them were so supportive. Boom, he cuts their pipeline and their fucking extra checks like that.
And all those people working on the pipeline who are 50 years old and been there for 20, 30 years, go get another job in another. Who's going to hire a 50-year-old man or say a 55-year-old person with 20, 30 years of experience in a dead field? Nobody. He's going to become a greeter at Target.
Billy Ray, I know AOC was working on the pipeline with those new anal COVID tests. What do you got there, man?
Well, I'll tell you this, man. There's a reason Joe Biden was able to sign 52 executive orders off top. And you know what that reason is?
Corruption.
Donald fucking Trump from 2016 to 2020. Paving the way for that shit. That's why he was able to get away. There's a reason why the Capitol is blocked off like it was a hell in a cell. Go look at it. That's exactly what it fucking looks like.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason for that. And it was Donald Trump. He paved the way for it. So while the Democrats are doing all this bullshit, and let's not get it twisted, okay? Mr. Trump was a Democrat before he was a Republican, if he was ever a Republican. Because he didn't do any conservative things, period. No matter how much anybody wants to slice it. Yeah. Bottom line is this. He did what he did. January 6th came around, and it allowed Biden to do whatever the hell he wants on the strength of what Trump just did.
But Trump didn't even claim. So really, I like what you said there, because even before Trump started running, you go back to 2000 in that whatever Katie Couric interview, I think it was, with him. And he's like, well, I would have to run for president, but I'd have to run as a Republican, even though I pretty much side with most Democrat things, because I'd have to do it that way. So the plan was in place long before. And when you said he doesn't sign X amount, it's things like getting rid of lobbyists day one that had me pumped. And whether it's we love Trump, whatever, we don't love. I ain't got no love for any of you hoes. But fucking when it comes to it, it's about the bullet in the guts of the cabal, going back to Clinton's and all of them. And now Nancy Pelosi can get her hair done while you can and have a $2,000 ice cream locker. Meanwhile, I'm out here banging nails in the gallows waiting for the fucking time, bro.
Nails from Cobb County, Georgia? What were you going to say, Sal, before I was going to say something?
It was just a personal gripe about the whole Biden thing and shit that gets passed and nobody knows, no media coverage. There's been no talk about it at all. Specifically, he pretty much cut all funding to all the work that they do in the centers.
Yeah.
So all the shit that was coming in through these companies who got a tax write-off or something to that effect, where they would hire these guys and give these people they've been working there for years. They've been doing this work for years. Now it's all gone. So they have nowhere to go now. They're, it's all been done. But again, it turns out nobody's heard about this. Nobody's it's not on the news, and he's just the same. He's saving America by killing everybody, all the small people. So it's my personal right there, it's the personal little touch that people are applying to, COVID, since they've had personal opinions and personal things happen to them. Obviously, they are more informed than everyone else. So when my personal little thing about why he sucks so much dick and why I would love to see them all fucking burn, it's because you came in with that, I'm saving the world, I'm going to save all the people, I'm here to help, because the evil orange fucking turd didn't do anything except fund them and keep the funding going.
Listen, for every bad tweet and every time the orange Oompa Loompa opened up his mouth and got shunned by the media, because that was his role. We know he's a puppet in all this, right? And he worked himself into a shoot, and that's where he is, why he is where he is right now. But let's look what happened in the last 4 years. Unemployment came down to an all-time low. The GDP was high. Our relations with North Korea ceased to exist in a malicious intent.
No for-profit war. Only one attack that ended up in a fucking empty base in Russia, where they dropped the fucking missiles and they spanked his ass right away for that, and that never happened again.
4 peace treaties in the Middle East. The economy was doing fantastic. He brought jobs back into the U.S.
More small businesses, and then
now look. Does this guy have a hand in the cookie jar for his own benefit? Of course he does. He's a politician, right? Even though he claims he's a businessman first, the guy knows what he's doing. They're all connivers. They're all crooks. Now, the reason why, and I agree with you, Billy Ray, the reason why he's signing 52 orders is because if one order says up, he's signing it to say down. If one order said left, he's signing an order to say right. Anything that Trump did, he's just reversing it. Now we're in the Paris Accords again. That did nothing for us to begin with. Now we're going to be in whatever, TPP or PPP, whatever the hell it was called. We're going to go back into that. That does nothing for us either initially. So any progression that we did as a nation in the last 4 years on a national level is going to get back tenfold. We're going to go back 10, 20 steps. And who's going to prosper? Mm-hmm. All our relations with other countries. Mm-hmm. And it's funny how his laptop was fictitious, his son's laptop, but it was also under investigation by the FBI. And he was under investigation for not paying taxes.
How quickly does that shit get buried? And let's talk about that, Billy Ray.
And hold on, even Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris having ties and having her foot in bed with Planned Parenthood and sending aborted babies and all that stuff.
I mean,
that got swept under the rug.
Is things of him in China getting his cock sucked by a 10-year-old dressed in fucking lingerie. Like, how is that just like, oh, now he's president, we don't got to worry about. And Hunter Biden is coming out with a book that outlines his life of addiction. That's how the fucking PR is now going to spin it. So we say, oh, poor Hunter, while he's taking slush money from fucking foreign interests for his dad, getting his cock sucked in palaces by fucking little kids, bro. They gotta burn. They gotta burn.
So, probably going to catch some heat for this, but that's just the way it is, right? And
it's who's it up to stop that?
It's fine.
Where are our military leaders? We saw in Myanmar, they overthrew the fucking Hillary Clinton of Myanmar, and there's a year where we're under martial law. And go ahead, Billy, because I'm going to tie that into the Super Bowl halftime shows. We start to bring it back.
So the thing here is, and a lot of people aren't going to want to hear this, but it's the truth. Okay. And if you guys want to shoot me over an email about how I'm wrong or how I'm brainwashed or how whatever, you go right ahead. theinfinitefringe@gmail.com. I'll be more than happy to engage with you and figure out what's going on. Hunter Biden's laptop. Let's look at it. They said this thing came out dubious circumstances. Some dude got it out of freaking Best Buy, gave it to Giuliani, gave it to the FBI. We don't know what the fuck is going on. We already know that Giuliani's a freaking proven liar and he's losing his mind. 4-1. Okay.
Yeah.
2, there is stuff in the laptop, right? But what is actually in the laptop? Here's the way propaganda works. They take a shred of truth and pour a ton of lies on top of it.
So the media, mainstream media.
Fine. I'll take that. Right. There was this was a Cambridge Analytica style work. It was on the front page of InfoWars that Trump had this computer and he had the evidence and he had everything he needed and he was going to drop it and they were going to win the election. Nothing happened. It came out of Steve Bannon and Miles Guo. Miles Guo is a Chinese billionaire that Steve Bannon hangs with that runs Chinese QAnon. It's a thing.
So he's not any different. He's fucking probably doing this. If Steve Bannon's old crusty fucking looks like he's got jaundice and liver disease ass is probably working with them doing the same thing.
Guy's a fucking genius. Steve Bannon is a genius.
Yeah.
He's an evil genius, but he's a genius nonetheless. He's responsible for a lot of this. And the thing is, at the end of the day, you think if they had actual evidence that Hunter Biden was doing stuff with little girls, you think they wouldn't have dropped that?
Are you
They
kidding
didn't
me, bro?
have it. They have evidence of Hunter Biden.
Can I get?
China.
Hang on. I'm sorry.
But
to cut
they
you
don't.
off,
Hold
but I
on.
have
Let
to.
me finish my
Gotta do
point,
this.
and then you can go.
You started off by saying this is truth, and I've heard no truth. These are all opinions that you have collected and you have strong feelings about.
All right. I'll take that point.
Okay.
It may not be the truth, but the people who are making the accusations that all of this is true haven't produced any evidence. So based on the evidence, I can only say that this is a work. And then we go back and look at Hillary Clinton's laptop. It's the same work. We've been waiting on this for 4 years now, 5 years.
Then where is Wiener's laptop? Why won't they release that shit? Why won't it just? There's something to hide. I say the reason they didn't pull the trigger on it because they got blackmail on Trump to say if you do this, then I'll do that, and that's where they hold their fucking feet to the fire. Not because it doesn't exist, because I've seen in Chinese Reddit stuff that I had to go down the rabbit hole to find. Whether it's the Lady Gaga smoking fucking meth in the background, him with a fucking crank pipe laying on his pillow right there, or him with his big hog out fucking next to some 14-year-old's face. It's out there. You can find it. And
so this is another thing. This is another thing. And I went in on this. We did a little bit of research on it to find out what happened with Wiener's laptop. And the narrative that came out of Wiener's laptop that there was some gruesome stuff in there that cops were throwing up and all that. This came out of the head of Blackwater. Forget his name, Eric Prince.
Yeah, Eric Prince.
He was the first one to say this. He said it, and it came out in an article, and then it stuck like it was truth. There was nothing backing that up. And they never produced anything.
Dispute that.
And
that is up to them to fucking go. That is salacious and not true of what our investigation.
That's fine.
When they don't do that, that means there's something there.
That's fine, but we haven't seen any evidence. We haven't seen, and it's been years. This is a QAnon style work, and this is what got us into this mind frame.
That all of those that are in the fucking NYPD are corrupt and on the payroll and also need to be removed from office in their fucking positions because it's been too long. They've covered up. They're complacent. Somebody leaned on them from above and said, you will not release this. You will not talk to the press. And those who we have put in power, elected officials or people who wanted to protect our rights, our freedoms, whatever it is, are now corrupt. They are not going and releasing whatever to the corrupt media that would show Anthony Weiner stuff and all of this, the insurance policies, the dead fucking maid stuff down a garbage shit.
Right. All the dead cops and all that other shit.
Yeah, we'd be in jail for 30 years and these cocksuckers still walk free. And we have to question the
look, I see where Billy Ray's coming from, and I see his point of view. And he might have some validity to it, but here's the facts. Right? Years ago, when we were talking about Epstein, people were like, that's impossible. Came to be true. Franklin cover scandal in Washington came to be true. The Speaker of the House, when Obama was in office, what was his name? the big fat guy that got busted for child porn.
Frank Dodd too, and all that when he's on the fucking Barney Frank when he's on the floor about to stooge off about the queer fucking prostitution rings that everybody's involved with.
Yeah, that was the Franklin cover up that we were talking about, right? You know, but I'm talking about the Speaker of the House. What was his name? The gas. He got caught with touching little kids in kiddie porn, and he only got like 18 months in jail or whatever the case may be. I forgot his name, but it was the Speaker of the House when Obama was in office. So here's the deal: when there's smoke, there's fire. There's too many red flags, just like 9/11, just like the JFK assassination. That the narrative that we're being told is the truth. It can't be the truth because we have a red flag here, a red flag there, a red flag here, a red flag here, and coincidentally, all these red flags are Hassett. Yes, Dennis Hassett. Thank you. BR Talk. Thank you. All these red flags are in a certain amount of degrees of separation from within each other. So there's too much smoke. So there is a fire going. But the fact is, again, perception is reality. And those who control the media will filter out what can and cannot be told. And that's it. And it is a giant chess game of blackmail.
Hang on.
Those who filter out the media should be tied to a fucking stake and have ants run up their asshole. Like that's like they do not get to fucking. The media is to put the story out there and the people judge. Not
Look,
the
people are stupid. People are stupid. They don't want to come together to make this thing work. They don't. Look what happened in the last few weeks. An election got rigged, right? And
it took 1 week for some of those improvisers who've been in a fucking bubble who I've seen lose their mind go, wait, what? I voted for this and there was no women during the Super Bowl halftime show. And I'm just sitting back going, yeah, you stupid motherfuckers. Yes, you are. Now you see. But
look, it's a giant club. We're not invited. They don't want us there.
Then I will kick in the door, waving a 4-4. All you heard was, Hami, don't hit me no more.
I agree with you. But like I said, people don't want to be bothered. People don't want to deal with this because they got their own worries and distractions to worry about. They only care about their family and themselves trying to make ends meet. And the system that's built that way.
If they don't do this, they won't have that to worry about.
Yes, I agree with you. And we're all on the same page and we all agree with each other. But the people listening to this, we might awaken them, or they might agree because they've been awakened by us on prior shows. But the vast majority of the population, they're still asleep and they don't care. They don't care. They just want to be left in the matrix. Because if the people don't like change, people don't like to think for themselves. If we all came together and thought together and put ourselves together and realize that race, sex, religion, gender, it's all tools of distraction just to keep us separated. If we came together, forget about it. There's no stopping us.
And here's what I want to say in closing. I got to go after this. But
it's all good, man. We appreciate your time.
No, thank you for inviting me. I needed this. I've been really busy.
You needed your balls busted about AOC and looking like Gilbert Godfrey.
Fun. It's fun. I appreciate it.
We love you, man.
Did you wear the replica belt when you bang her? I'm just asking.
IWGGP.
Yo, Pop, don't hate, man.
I'm not hating.
Check this. What I've come to the realization of, and it's a really, really fucking tough realization to come to. All right. And this goes for everybody listening, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, you think I'm fucking crazy. That's fine. That's fine. Like, you think I'm brainwashed, whatever. Wow. The bottom line is I had to stare this shit in the face and say, damn, man, I've been getting worked for fucking years here. And I thought I was awake, but I wasn't. And that red pill that we all took, it was a placebo, man. There was nothing there. That's really what I've been looking through my Fringe episodes, man. I got quite a bit of them now, man. I've had everybody on the Fringe, every fucking body. And you know how many of them I would have back? Maybe 10. Maybe 10 people. Because everybody's full of shit. And when I saw this, man, this is my work. I've been building this for a while. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Because it's all we've been worked. I've been worked. We just got to realize that we've been worked. to this point. Pop, I'm gonna let you have it.
No. I just want to say one thing. I know what you're saying. We've said this before on the show, where the conspiracy itself becomes the actual conspiracy.
Right.
It's a work within a work, almost like
Right.
Inception, right? A dream within a dream.
Right.
But maybe that's what they want you to think, because they're hiding everything in plain sight. So those are the two sides of the pendulum, but we can't prove either one. So we're stuck in the middle. So I see what you're saying, because look, when I said I was down on Wall Street in 9/11, and I was there and I saw everything firsthand in the Trump building where I work. People were hitting me up. The Trump building's not on Wall Street. Trump building's over here on Fifth Avenue. You're full of it. You're making stories up. No, there's a building on Wall Street called the Trump building where I worked on, and 40 Wall. That's where it was. And you don't know the facts. And just because you know an inch, don't mean you know a mile. Yeah. And that's just like our wrestling fans. They hear a shoot tape. They listen to a shoot tape. They listen to a podcast. They watch a shoot tape, or they read an autobiography. They think they're in the know. Yeah. Same thing with all these people who think they're awake and they think they're in the know. Yeah. But trying to be in the know is the actual conspiracy, because the conspiracy has become the conspiracy. And that is what the powers that be have realized and manifest that to manipulate all of us. Yeah. And I understand where you're coming from, and I agree with you to a certain point. But at the same time, the golden rule, hide it in plain sight. So we don't know what it is. The work within a work could be a work, but the actual work itself could be the truth.
It's possible, man. But Sherry, thank you. Appreciate you.
You ever see that scene in Princess Bride with the poison, where he's trying to guess which cup is poison, and he's giving the guy yes, and he's giving this, that, and the other. Or you put it in front of me because you did. That's exactly the same scenario we're in now. That's exactly
cool.
It is. It's the truth.
Yeah, that's very cool. But you know what? Like, what I realized is, and the thing is, unfortunately, I know I'm right about this part of it. I don't know if I'm right about. I mean, I'm certainly not right about everything. Not even close. I'm just as lost as everyone else. But I know I'm right about this part of it. We've been worked, and we've been worked on purpose, right? And while we think that it's like two lines, right? It's like a line of sheep going to the slaughterhouse. And we call them sheeple, we call them normies, we call them Nancy's, whatever. But then we're laughing at them. We're like, look where they're going. Look where they're going. Meanwhile, we're on another line going to another fucking woodshed. We're about to get picked off. We have been worked to that level for a long, long time. InfoWars is a work, complete and total work.
Told you.
All of this stuff. Pizzagate was a work. It was a work. I wish I would listen. I know how it sounds.
Okay, but you're telling me that James Alefantis is an operative who's posting pictures of Hotard.
When I say, I'm with you there. When I say it was a work, I mean the bulk of the story here. Now, the players around it are very suspicious, all of this stuff, but the bulk of the story here was a work. From Pizzagate came QAnon.
Oh, that was from
Gamergate came QAnon. That's where it came from. Steve Bannon was working for a Japanese gaming company.
From
got into all of this.
From Stormy Daniels Gate came blue QAnon. I mean, we got them all.
Hey. If you need that sort of shit, man, I'm not knocking it, man. But regardless, listen,
fun, bro. We got a long night ahead. I
just want to say this to people. You might think you've got this figured out. You don't. I don't. Right. So maybe I'll just speak for myself. If you guys want to think you got it figured out, that's fine. I don't want to trigger anybody. I don't want to piss anybody off. I've realized that I don't have it figured out, and I thought I did. And it's very difficult to come to terms with something like that.
Ultimate power is being able to change your mind and perspective, bro. Go watch the last episode of fucking what's the Rock show with the football fucking gimmick, Ballers. Like, there's a very poignant point right there, and you're making it. And maybe your next level awaken to where we need to DTA. We already DTA, don't trust anybody, but why trust any source at this point? So I'm anxious to see where your journey takes you, man. And again, we appreciate you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for having me on, man. Listen, I want to talk to Jack Dewberry real quick. He says Alex Jones is not a work, man. I happen to know. I happen to know for a fact that this dude is just. I didn't think that even 2 months ago. Okay,
really?
I happen to know that now. I mean, I knew he was I stopped listening to InfoWars for a long time, but I didn't think the man was fucking crazy.
Once he switched to evangelicals from where he was, I knew the fucking fix was in.
Regardless of that, listen, I just want to say goodbye. I want to say what's up to everybody here. Listen, I am on Truth Frequency Radio as usual, 7 p.m. Eastern, live on Sundays. I haven't been live the first time I was live was last week. I haven't done as many fringes because I'm busy as shit.
Yeah,
right? But you can find it over on hackerhameen.podbeam.com whenever I get to upload it there, or over at the Infinite Fringe whenever I do one. One's going to drop very soon, right? I'm on Iconic America Unplugged. You could go check that. Now I'm on Aftermath.fm.
Jesus, he's signed with Suge Knight. He's signed. He's fucking death row.
That's Clive Lewis. I forget the name of his show. Ground Zero Radio. It's a very, very big platform. So I'm on there now. I want to invite the Horsemen as a whole to come on with me on Aftermath Media. I'm giving them some exclusive content. I would like for that to be something, and everybody can go over there and check it out. Let's do it for real, though. I want to get all four of you,
man. Absolutely,
and be able to do that over on Aftermath Media. I'm over there now doing a show. A lot of the times it's going to be the same thing that you get on the Fringe, because I'm not going to be able to pump out, what is it?
Well, you choose something, and let's do something fun, non-political. Let's go back to the fucking mystical that we love about conspiracy theories, whether it's Hitler escaping to Argentina or something along those lines.
That's all dope, Ben. But you know what? And this is a part of it. That I want to fucking talk about cryptoids. I want to talk about reptilians. I want to talk about UFOs, and I want to talk about fun stuff like Hitler escaping to Argentina, right? And they have his gravestone somewhere. Right. And they have pictures of him in Indonesia. That's dope, right? Like these are fun things. But the fact of the matter is, the time for the fun is done.
Well, they put in UFO disclosure in the 28th and December 28th countdowns.
We're never getting that. The way I look at it, Ben, is we've opened the door and we've gone through it, and now we are here. We used to talk about the New World Order. We used to talk about vaccines. We used to talk about all this stuff. We're here now. There's no talking about it.
All that. And at the end of the day, I still don't see one 72-year-old that holds office that I couldn't knock out with one fucking left hook, bro. So there's a difference. Write all the shit you want. When it comes face to face, I'll take your fucking eye out and sweep your legs.
Fantastic. Listen, I appreciate everybody, man. Everybody be good. And thank you for having me on. It's always an honor to be on with you guys, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Stay safe, POV.
Thanks for coming on, brother.
Later, bro. There he is, Billy Ray Valentine, you guys. America Unplugged, the Infinite Fringe, available at hackerhameen.podbean.com and wherever you're getting your podcast. Go back and listen to his back catalog. Incredible guests, and always hooks us up after he can get that done. So a great booker as well for the Conspiracy Horsemen, Billy Ray Valentine, always on par, man. So, and I love the fact that we're in the conspiracy world on the same side of the coin, and now it's split, and we're having to go back and forth in open discussion instead of just bashing a side that's easily an easy target. Sally, go ahead.
No, I the fact that we're having a discussion, and I didn't want to keep cutting him off, and I didn't want to keep stepping on his shit. Like he started the conversation saying that this cat came out and said this is truth, and everybody took that because cops threw up when they saw the laptop, and some guy said it in an interview, so now everybody took it as truth. But he started off his tirade with, "This is the truth," and all he did was he didn't tell me any truth. It was all opinion that he got from the internet, or he did his research, so now it's his truth. And that's cool. I'm down for that. Hey, man, everybody has their own truth. Everybody does. And I'm not going to begrudge anybody that, but I just, we agree to disagree, I guess. That's all.
No, that's absolutely fine. And, as things get exposed where we have to eat a little crow, and
dude, if I'm wrong, if I'm ever wrong, and somebody says, "Oh, here's the fact, you're wrong," I'll be like, "Fuck, I am wrong."
Well, it's not that we didn't say the QAnon thing sucks, but we haven't bashed the long game, but we used a lot of that where we can now say we were wrong for even fucking justifying them to put them in our argument. Like, it's not like I'm wrong about everything and Biden really isn't a bad guy and they're not trying. No, it's not. And we're talking about micro arguments on the same side of the coin where we all know we're under, this massive empire and battling back. It's just, how are we going to be on the same page?
I have to comment to Sherry Sims in the chat room. Sherry, the only thing that I explained to you earlier is true from the internet.
Only that's it.
That's the only thing that when I explained earlier about the picture of us, that was.
Oh, he's back.
He's here.
Hey, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Just to clarify, Sal.
Yeah.
First of all, I mean, be straight up. When I'm here, have a conversation. So just
man. Dude, I just didn't put it this way. I was trying to be professional. I just didn't want to step on you, dude. That's all.
Then you can go right ahead. I'll give you all the time you want. This is your show. Just come out and tell me, and we'll have a conversation.
Sure.
So, I said that, right? But I took it back after what you said. I said you're right. Let me rephrase that. Right. So that's what I did. So this is where the disconnect comes in, because you say I say one thing, but that's not what I said. I took it back on air. Go back and see that. And I was like, you know what? The way it was said, my bad. You got it, Sal. Let me read that and tell you what I'm thinking. And I said it was my opinion, right? Because I'm pretty passionate, so I'll come out and say, hey, this is the way it is, whatever, and then I got to bring it back. I understand that about myself, right? So thank you for that.
No problem.
After I've said it, and I've taken it back. Don't take it back to where it was, because that's not factual.
Okay, we can go back and listen to it. And I was waiting for you. You said you were going to explain it, and it was all going to come out, and it didn't. I was just waiting for it.
What was I going to explain? It was going to. What do you want me to explain?
I don't know. You said it. And that's why I was like, okay, cool, man. I'll wait for it. And I waited for it, and I kept my mouth shut. And not because I'm like, oh, fucking Billy Ray, rumph. I was just letting you talk, man. You're a guest on the show. I'm not gonna step all over you, because otherwise we're gonna have cut off.
It's not about stepping all over me, man. But if you disagree with something I've said, there's more than enough times that I fall back. So just say it, and we'll flesh it out on here. Don't wait for me to leave.
Hold on. Time out.
No.
Right? Because this happened the last time too.
For you to leave.
So just don't wait for me to leave. If you're gonna say it, say it, and we'll flesh it out.
No.
This is
hold
why.
on. Wait, hold on.
See, this is why. Because
hold on. Let me just say this.
Go ahead.
Okay. The only reason why it came back into the conversation is because Sal looked like he had to say something, and then he smirked, and I smirked, and he smirked because I smirked. We popped each other. So I said, Sal, why are you reacting off the pop? You know what I'm saying? He had like a grimace on his face, and then he was explaining why he was, semi-smiling and almost laughing. But
so
he wasn't saying, "Oh, Billy Ray's gone. Let me just talk shit about
Let's
him."
get this straight.
I'm just saying, because it happened the last time also. So I remember this. Right, it happened the last time. There seems to be a pattern here. Well, I got that, but again, I was gone, so we can address it. I'm more than happy to address anything with anybody.
Sure.
We can address it and talk about it. But the thing is, right, if you're gonna say something, just let's make sure it's factual. I went ahead and took it back. I took that back. I was like, Sal, you're right.
Right.
I'm perfectly
you
fine
didn't
with
say that, because I
back.
would have remembered that. I always remember when people tell me I'm right.
Well,
however,
you didn't remember it this time, because I think that's specifically what I said.
No. Well, again, I was waiting for you to explain, because you said you had an explanation. I said, okay, cool. I didn't want to, no problem. And then that went on. But again, let's not get this twisted where I had to wait for you to leave, because I don't care. I'm going to tell you if I have an issue. So don't ever worry.
Right. So I would expect that. I would expect that.
Promise.
And that's what I want. I want you to. So I just wanted to clear the air.
No, I know. There's no way to clear it. I have no heat.
Next time, just go right ahead and tell me, and we'll address it on air. And I'll tell you, damn, Sal, I was wrong. My apologies.
Oh, sure. No.
Here's what I wanted to put out.
That.
I have no reason I'm not gonna sit back and say this is work. If you only knew. I have no reason to I don't care. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
I want to learn. I want to learn from everybody. That's it. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've been wrong more times than I've been right, and that's probably going to stay that way. So I really don't have an issue with it. And if you want to correct me, and I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have came out and said what I said the way I said it. But then I was like, you know what? Sal makes a valid point. Let me correct it.
I'll jump in. Fuck apologizing for words in a conversation. It's just conversation, everybody. It's just words. Nobody got their eye taken out of their leg fucking swept. at the
So
end.
what symbolism did you see at the Super Bowl halftime show, Ben?
Bro, we had a
All right, let me go, guys. Let me go. I'm
Good
sorry.
night, man.
So you guys in.
Love you, bud.
Bye-bye.
Fucking AOC. See you
Now that
later.
motherfucker's gone.
And now he's out of here. We can really talk Gilbert Godfrey looking ass motherfucker. We started out with a dissension into hell, just like we did. So the fallen angel gimmick, same thing Lady Gaga did. More fucking ritualistic shit. We saw it at the Gothard Tunnel when they were outside. They did the fall into the dissension from heaven of Satan. Whatever, and then they all have red eyes. I got red eyes. What? I got red eyes. And they all look like Terminators. And they're all a choir of theater majors of African American and Latino gay men who are playing violin and doing insane dances and whatnot. And then the Weeknd shows up in a Michael Jackson tribute. With a red sparkly jacket, the Michael Jackson shoes on. Meanwhile, in this big chorus of performers, theater majors, there's words lighting up of together and close and hug. So they're pushing the message of fuck social distancing. Then we follow the Weeknd, who is about as good as a B-level performer from American Idol.
Really?
You know, he's trash, bro.
Oh, hell no, dude. You crazy.
No, he's trash.
Oh,
He-
really?
he's
TGP,
equal.
really?
He sucks shit through a straw. He's a
Thank
complete
you.
phony he's a complete made up entity, bro.
Doesn't
Doesn't
matter, dude. Doesn't matter. His that blinding lights, whatever that song's
it
called,
was
it's fire.
trash, bro. Trash.
You gotta open up your mind, open up your third eye, different genres,
fucking-
my friend.
Dude, I'm a classically
Open up your brown eye. Take it
yeah.
right in your can.
That-
He
I
left. You can't talk shit.
circles around that fucking guy, dude. That guy, he's shit. Like
Whatever, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. I
that's
disagree, but whatever.
no. I'll go with Billy Ray Valentine. That's the truth. Fucking. So then they go into a golden hallway, all gold everywhere, and there's other theater majors who now have diapers on their head with that looks like triple masks, so you can just see their eyes. These huge, fully encompassing retribution face masks, and they're also all dressed like Michael Jackson. So more pedophile, inference. And they're in a golden hallway, but they can't find their way, and everything is chaos. So the symbolism of the golden era, but it's all chaos in the golden era of being woke and thought. Then he magically transports down to fucking. You know how long it would take you in an NFL arena to get from up there at the top down to the fucking ground level on the field? He gets down there, boom, he's there. And we have every theater major from the last 10 years, not one woman, all men. So I wonder if the gay mafia is in charge of this one or not. And they're all dressed like Michael Jackson. And instead of all the chaos that we saw in the golden hallway, they're all fucking marching, goose stepping in line, very China, very regimented, very Nazi, very all this fucking stupid choreography that no one is relating to. No one. No one wants to put the Weeknd over. No one has downloaded the Weeknd's music. He is nobody. He is just another brown face. He's just another brown face that we have to fucking go, I better cheer for him. Otherwise, they're going to consider me a racist if I don't do it. And then at the end of the big dance number, all of the other Michael Jacksons fall down dead to show that fucking COVID has killed everyone while he stands up strong because he's the fucking guiding light, savior, hope. And that's what these gay mafia organizers are putting in there. Now, you think that's a one-time deal? This year we had all men. Last year we had the Illuminati women's ceremony where J-Lo and Shakira passed the whore torch to fucking their daughters and show all the ass shake and do all that bullshit. Instead of what should really happen in America that people want to see is 4 stages in each corner of the field. One with country music, one with rock music, one with hip hop, and one with a nostalgia act. But we can't get that because we have to fucking be subservient to these producers that want to push a fucking agenda through everything, want to push a Sony talent who no one gives a shit about, who's only known because they spent millions of dollars paying off radio stations or ones that they already own and their own thing to push music that's been on catalog for 20 years, that they pick whatever minority they want to give a 360 deal to and push them out there. That's the reality of what we have going on in these indoctrination ceremonies. And we could break down more and more of the color schemes and how they were moving and what we need to focus on. But that's the overall gist of this year's show.
So just real quick, I didn't watch the show. I painted minis instead. I did see a picture. They did a screen cap, and it looked like the Court of Owls.
Yes,
fucking Batman.
It looked like the Court of that. I was going to say it has something to do with what's the?
You know what I'm talking about, GGP?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember where. I didn't see that. I watched I like the halftime show, and I like the weekend, so I thought it was a great performance. I did see the masks. Look, you're entitled to your opinion, brother. Look, I'm not knocking you for it.
I think it's been a while since you've seen a great performance. You can give them, but you haven't seen one in a while.
Look, I watch myself on YouTube all the time. I'm the only one watching my videos. So I've seen great performances left and right. No, seriously though. I like the weekend. I think he's talented. I like his songs, okay? Yeah. But I like every genre of music, so it doesn't matter. But I like the performance. I thought it was what it was. I did see some symbolism with the whole robotic transhumanism mask thing. That's one thing I pointed out. The dancing with the goose step, I went, oh, that's kind of weird. Why would they put that in there? But what you said makes perfect sense as far as the regimen with China and Nazism and all this stuff.
Everyone's dressed in red.
Okay, but the whole thing with the mask, it kind of goes with the song, the title of the song. I forgot the name of the song, but whatever. I mean, look, you can
that's how good his songs are that no one knows the titles. He's fucking over.
Look, you could put 10 people. Look, I can't even remember the guest's name, and I get the book. Come on.
Really?
You could put 10 people in the room.
My favorite song by him was "I'm a Gay Manufactured Paparazzi Entity."
Okay, those are the diaper masks that he was talking about.
Good
the
stuff.
surgical masks.
It kind of looks like Court of Owls, man.
Kind of does.
That's the first thing I thought about. Don't get mad. Don't heat it, man.
No, I'm not mad. It could be. If
you're hot, so you're hot. That's all.
I'm not hot, dude. Listen, I'm right here. Wait till I leave to talk trash about me. But what I'm saying is, it does look kind of owlish now that you say it. And Moloch, who knows? I did see the thing in the beginning with the transcending being coming down, looking in a robe like a Jedi or sand wizard. And I said, wait a minute, what the hell does that have to do with anything? So there were aspects, but it wasn't as blatant as prior performances. But also, let's be frank. Hey, Frank. Unless you're really trying to look for this and trying to make sense out of it, it is what it is. We can look at a picture just like art. It's subjective. You look at it, I see one thing, you interpret something else. That's the problem with symbolism. And that's the problem with what we're talking about, because you're seeing it for what you're seeing it. And I see your point of view, and you could be right on some aspect. I see it for what it is. Sal sees it for what it is if you watched it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. But it's subjective because it's all art.
I got to hear Frank Tesh says very Batman-esque. Talk to me about the last time we saw something in real life. Now, this is entertainment, but the last Batman-esque thing I remember is either the Aurora massacre in the fucking movie or the fact that it said Sandy Hook on the fucking clipboard in the movie, bro, and puts over Newtown. So if we have more Batman-esque things, that is nothing more than familiarity to subvert fucking things through because they've gotten it before.
You might be right. You might be 100% right. I just think that, unfortunately, when we were talking about this before, the weekend is replacing Bruno Mars. Could be.
It's the same thing.
Love the way he spells it.
Who is? Yeah.
Look, all I'm saying is this. Okay, we're looking at something at a glass of wine. It's halfway filled. You could say it's half empty. I could say it's half full. So I can say, fuck it, I drink beer. I don't like wine. Whatever. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. And unfortunately, I can't use this argument against you because you're in the know, you're awake. But those like we were just talking about before, those who think they're in the know and they're not even remotely awake will look at this and pinpoint everything and be wrong and be 100% wrong with their interpretation because they don't know what they're talking about. And that's the problem. You do, and I see your point of view, and you have
If we didn't see the fucking Olympic 2016 fucking
Of
opening.
course, and we didn't see the Gotham Tunnel. I know.
And Gaga, I mean, it's there, bro. I mean, there's no denying it when it
I'm not
comes.
trying to deny it. All I'm saying is look at the scenario with what's her name, Kamala Harris, when she was getting sworn in, right? She had 2 Bibles. One was her personal Bible that was given to her, and one was the actual Bible they were using. And people from certain angles were like, why is she putting her hand on a purse? That's a purse. She's not taking the oath on the Bible because she's not going to uphold the Constitution. She's trying to burn the country down, blah, blah, blah. Do you see what I mean? Where we ever see the pictures?
I mean,
Hang on a second.
about putting your hand on a Bible, I could give 2 tugs on a dead
I
dog.
know, but we always see them
in court and go, put your hand on the Bible. I'm going to look right at the guy and go, that don't mean nothing to me. Here's what means. I'm going to tell you the truth because that's what I do. I don't fucking need to put my hand on some phony.
There was a sand wizard. There was a sand wizard that says, what I told you was truth from a certain point of view.
Well,
that holds precedence.
Well, for Billy Ray Valentine tonight, as well as it did for Jesus, didn't it?
No, but what I'm saying is that statement holds a lot of weight nowadays because people want to see what they want to see when they see it from their own lenses, as opposed to seeing it from another point of view and then making the right analysis.
Why don't they just stop? Why don't they just stop? And you have the corner with fucking Eric Church. You have the corner with Run DMC and fucking Little Boozy. And you have fucking Metallica with whatever hot band, Five Finger Death Punch. And fucking then whoever.
Because you know what? Some think tank group somewhere said, you know what's going to get ratings? This is what's going to get ratings. And then you know what? And you know the people who are paying the bills, the Scott all the
Every dad wanted to see The Weeknd in fucking his red jacket.
No, they're still watching J-Lo and Shakira from last
around like Nazis. That is my dream performance as a fucking tax-paying dad who works hard.
First of all, let me tell you this. It's the people who are paying the bills. And when we have Pepsi sponsoring the Super Bowl and they say, we want this guy, it's the Pepsi halftime show. It
really isn't them, GGP. It's the gay mafia that they pay the money to that then takes that and puts it over and then tells Pepsi that they will have trans people in their ads because if you don't, we will go against your product and support Coke. So then we fucking do it. So even the megas are still under that fucking gay mafia, Illuminati, Bilderberg, Bohemian Grove thumb that fucking puts this bullshit together year after year where the Nancy Browns go, The Weeknd was great. Wasn't he great? And they don't, The Weeknd was nothing. The Bruno Mars is forgotten. Last year they loved Bruno. Oh my God, Bruno. And now this year it's just replaced it with the next black guy who fucking sings Michael Jackson badly and is a B+ fucking. It looked like a high school fucking play the way that guy performed because he's got half an afro. We got to fucking go. Boy,
come on, dude, this is good song.
He's dog shit, bro.
Come on, this is the theme song. Come to the ring. You and Triple D dancing with donuts.
Yeah, man. But whether it's Triple D on the Academy podcast, the NFL podcast, or Billy Ray Valentine on the Infinite Fringe and America Unplugged, man, we're glad to have all our brothers here with us and that we can argue. And at the end of the day, pour some whiskey, smoke a big one, and have a fucking good time at the show, bro. Sally, you're off to fight the Nazis in a big air campaign. We hope you make it back to us for next week, buddy. Please watch your 6 out there and make sure you shoot first.
Oh, absolutely. Always shoot first, right in the whites of their eyes.
Just like Han Solo.
Yeah, who's shooting tonight at the Horror Junkyard? With
Lexington Steele and Peter North.
Give me a second. I was just pulling up the last end. Was it End Days or there's a? Trying to think. Chuck's doing we're doing a new one since we Outlast was awful.
So there's some killer squirrel. I saw a picture of a squirrel on Twitter that looked scary.
No, it was Billy Ray Valentine.
So the
no, he's a duck. That's what. That was the rough. That was good. You like that? It took a minute to hit. It was like 1, 2, and then you sold back. You're like, oh fuck, he got him.
Because you know why? Because I'm sitting here and in my head I'm hearing fucking Gilbert's voice going on.
Yeah.
And then you're like Affleck duck, and I went, oh no. And I was just about to talk, and I was gonna go right into fucking Gilbert. I'm like, no, don't do it.
Oh,
but yeah, Yeah, we're doing after last week's Outlast ending, the abrupt ending of dog shit. After all the shit we went through, Chuck beat the game, and it was just one of those disappointing. It was like The Weekend, I guess. It was like The Weekend. It was just disappointing. But yeah, the NFO 99 drops tomorrow.
Yeah,
That
99.
shit.
Yeah. Well, next week's one big 100, baby.
awesome, man. I'm proud of you guys, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, can I just say something real quick? Can I say something real quick? To the 72 people right now listening to this podcast and watching us, I want you guys to go on Twitter right now and tweet Gina Carano and tell her that she needs to be on the NFL podcast for episode 100 and put the hashtag We Love Cara Dune and We Love Gina Carano, because I want her as a guest on the 100th episode of the NFL podcast, because I fully support her in everything that she's doing, because she's not backing down to the bullies who are trying to verbally berate her for standing strong for her opinion.
And if you get her on, you got to tell her how much I loved Livewire.
I'll tell you to come on. You can tell her yourself.
Punching people in the face. I enjoyed that.
And I'll let her punch me.
Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Let's use our power as HMG to get to Gina Carano. She might need a backup right now. She might need a pat on the back, and the NFL podcast could be her vehicle. That's only going to help shine.
And go on Robinhood. I'm going to send you guys a link. Go to Robinhood. I get a free stock if you use my link. Go buy.
No. My Robinhood, I get a free stock.
But go buy SNDL. Let's push SNDL.
My Robinhood, my Acorn.
Listen, you got the pro wrestling.
No, my pro wrestling tees. No. No, I'll get booked at Dynasty. No, those shows are back. I'll get us on.
Oh, Dynasty's back?
I heard they're going to lighten up and they're going to start possibly pushing shows. 2CW owner hit me up today with some inside intel, so we'll see.
Oh, I need another heavyweight championship.
I know. Valley Horror's Junkyard. Let's get back to it before this guy takes another promo time.
Oh, no, we're fine. I'm good.
Wow.
Pro wrestling.com/SEG shirts for big sale.
So, again, the only thing that can't be hacked is Proton Mail, and make sure you go over there at the Horror Junkyard at protonmail.com. We got a phone number that you guys already know. It's the same fucking people who call anyway, so fuck off. And GGP, while he is brimming on the end of 99 episodes, almost 100 episodes, we are going to have our 50th.
Nice.
Oh, awesome.
And we're going to do a live show, and we want to get everybody on to come fuck off with us. And
when is that?
End of the month, we're going to do it. Chuck knows the date.
Let me know, dude. I'm in.
Yeah, well, we want to try to get everybody on. Just come fuck off for a little bit. Watch Alien Factor, which is garbage.
Oh, Sal, you got to watch this shit on Netflix. Two things. One, it's called Invisible City.
What was the Hulu thing? I couldn't find that on Where's yet, though. The Magicians documentary. I've been looking for it, but I still can't find it. You said, bro, you got to watch this on Hulu. I don't have Hulu. I got to wait for it to come up.
Oh, it's I got Derek. It's called. Hold on a sec. No, I'll let you.
Big cock.
No. In and of itself.
In and of itself.
Yes, it's amazing. And there's two. I popped twos. I rewound it, and I said, "Oh God, I gotta let the guys know." There's two guys at the end that you're gonna see. Two people, not the guys. Two people that we know from our world that make a cameo in it, and you're gonna go, "Oh."
It's a work.
No, it's fucking work. It's not even a work. It's phenomenal what he does. It's very artistic, very nice, very good show. But anyway, what I was gonna say is Invisible City. Mm-hmm. It's like a Brazilian type of show on Netflix with dubbed over. Okay. Great, 9 episodes. But you got to watch this thing called Space Sweepers. It's a Korean sci-fi, but it's dope.
It's good. All right, let me send it. If you can find it, I'll definitely.
I watched it this week.
All right, awesome, man, and congrats again on 99 Problems. But episode 100 ain't one. Let's use
the Academy's only one. I'm sorry.
That's right. Let's use our power of HMG and the Conspiracy Horsemen followers to hit up Gina Carano in a positive way, saying we want her on NFO episode 100.
Yeah. So hit her up at Gina Carano. Sorry, Ben. Hit her up at Gina Carano. Put at NFO_podcast on the tweet, and put at Greek Got Papadon on the tweet, and tell her that she needs to come on the podcast so we can have a great time, and we support her and put the hashtag hashtag we love Cara Dune, hashtag we love Gina Carano, because that's what's trending. And it's been trending a couple weeks ago. It was trending the entire weekend, more than fire Gina Carano. So
excellent.
Get it done, man. Get it fucking done. Get that girl on.
We can make it happen, you guys, and because you're the loyalists, because you're downloading everything from Academy to Suck My Balls to NFO to we're gonna do another drinking show maybe this weekend, Man Beast and I. But tomorrow morning, hopefully, I'll be back with the Stevie Richards, old Blue Eyes himself, with the hair parted perfectly down the middle in his new X chair. Join us at the StevieRichardsFitness.com workout revolution, putting in a lot of work this week. GGP, what do you think? I feel like I'm ready for the comeback, man. I'm working hard, bro.
You're looking good, bro. You're looking good. I threw my back out squatting Sunday, so I've been on the shelf.
Well, I mean, trying to get up in Naya's hole when she's screaming my hole.
God, what the hell was that?
That's what you say every time you look at it. We'll be here. Infidels, hackerhameen.podbean.com. Appreciate you joining us live. YouTube.com. Ben Hameen channels. We fight the war on censorship with all of our brothers, Billy Ray Valentine, Hameen Media Group, Russo Brand, all the Patreon subscribers keeping this platform free. Y'all infidels, it's heels over strong, the Conspiracy Horsemen all night long. Y'all